Hornets come in at 2-1 and face the 1-1 Monmouth Hawks. Let's take a look at the starting lineups right now for tonight. And Kevin Willard changing things up a bit. Aaron Garamapour and Jaron Cena inserted into the starting lineup. Patrick Outer returns. Same starting five for Monmouth. Deion Jones, Justin Robinson, the freshman, along with Andrew Nicholas, the team's leading scorer from a year ago, Tyrone O'Garo, and Zach Tillman in the middle. 12th meeting between these two teams. Seton Hall has won all 11 previous meetings, and we're underway from the Prudential Center as Monmouth controls the tip. The Hawks coming off a loss to Penn, 79-73, a team that has 8 freshmen in its lineup. Here's Tyrone O'Garo, watched by Auda. Justin Robinson, the freshman, driving on Sterling Gibbs, kicks it out. Here's Deion Jones from long range and hits the three.
And if you're King Rice, you have to be pleased with that first possession. They showed patience. They worked the ball around the horn, wide open jump shot.
And it results in a 3-0 start from Monmouth. Here's Fuquan Edwin, as I mentioned, coming off the 35-point night, a career best. Outer thought about the three and gets himself into trouble and called for steps. Here's a look at Kevin Willard in his 4th season at Seton Hall. His father, Ralph, longtime head coach and now an assistant to Rick Pitino at Louisville. In fact, Willard also an assistant to Pitino, one of 26 former players or assistants that's a head coach on the college level. Outa on the steal, finding Edwin, gets into the lane, short. Gibbs there for the rebound and can't get it to go. Here comes Monmouth on the break. Robinson going 1-on-3, thinks wisely to kick it out, and Jones started to move a little too soon.
2 quick turnovers from Monmouth, but you know what? If you're watching this game, don't be surprised at the pace that Monmouth is going to play. They want to push the ball on turnovers, but once they get it in the half-court set, they want to be a lot more prudent and a lot more efficient.
Turnovers were a problem in the loss to Penn. They turned it over 21 times as Cena is bumped, but that's not uncommon. Number one, or I should say just it's November, and also the fact that 8 freshmen on this team for King Rice, former North Carolina Tar Heel, led the Heels to a Final Four in 1991, and now in his 3rd season at Monmouth. So here's Sterling Gibbs, watched by Deion Jones. Size mismatched there as Gibbs gives away a couple of inches to Jones. Edwin puts it on the floor again, finds Cena alone for 3, and it hits. So Jaron Cena ties it at 3, a minute 45 in. So Cena getting the start tonight. 6'2" freshman out of Gill St. Benedict's, played for his father, Mergen, who played here at Seton Hall as well as at Rhode Island. Andrew Nicholas on the drive, can't get the roll, loose on the floor. Jones comes up with it, loses it, and Garamapour corrals it. Quick pace here over the first 2 minutes, tied at 3. Jones and Cena with 3-pointers. Edwin lost it and gathers it in. Garamapour working on Zach Tillman, and he's hit from behind by Jones.
Watch this possession right here. Fuquan drives hard to the basket because he's a prime scorer. Monmouth collapsed, and he hits Cena in the corner for the wide open jump shot.
So Gibbs having trouble getting it in and now finds the outlet in Cena. Cena for Ouda, and Ouda does not get the roll but will go to the line as Nicholas is going to pick up his first.
And when you look at Seton Hall's ball club, all 4 guys do an excellent job at attacking the defender, and all night long Monmouth is going to have to square their shoulders and move their feet, because once the ball is received on the wings, those guys are looking to attack.
So Patrick Ouda getting the start. Played only 5 games last year with a broken foot, but has come back stronger. And showing a nice touch from the free throw line as he knocks down the first. 81% so far on the season, 13 of 16 coming in, and he's 2 for 2, and it gives the Pirates a 2-point lead.
SetonHall picking up full court in a 2-2-1, 3/4 court press. Not an aggressive press, but just trying to make Monmouth work a little bit and have a shorter shot clock in the half court.
Both teams have used their bench considerably in the early portion of the season, both going at least 10 deep. Good pressure from Cena. Robinson tries to shake him. Here's Nicholas for 3. Around it out.
Again, another good look for Monmouth, but just wasn't able to knock it down.
Edwin tries to knock it down. It's short. Garamapour skies. Loose ball grabbed by Edwin, who gets another opportunity. And Garamapour there for the third.
You know, in that possession, that's just what King Rice didn't want. And speaking to him earlier today, he said, if we have turnovers, we don't want to have the kind of turnovers that lead to baskets.
7 straight points and another turnover. Check that. And it goes off Garamapour.
Take a look again at Fuquan on the attack. No box out by Monmouth. Excellent job by Garamapour crashing the offensive boards. SetonHall using their size and their strength to their advantage in that possession.
And Robinson just does get it in over the outstretched arm of Garamapour. So that ends the 7-0 run and pulls the Hawks to within 5, a little more than 3.5 minutes gone by. Rich Ackerman, Ron Thompson with you from the Prudential Center. With the power slam. 4 minutes in, Rich Ackerman, Ron Thompson. Fuquan Edwin named to the Big East Weekly Honor Roll, coming off the career-high 35, and it's been a steady increase in terms of points for the leading scorer from a year ago. Does it take them a little time to get going?
Well, what happens is the adjustment period takes place. Seton playing a lot of guys. They have a lot of new faces on the ball club, and it's taking Fuquan just a minute to understand what his role is going to be and his comfort level for the other guys on the ball club.
So Andrew Nicholas, the leading scorer for the Hawks from a year ago, will go to the line. Missed 13 of the final 14 games last season with a heel injury and knocks down the first. 6'6" junior. And gets 1 of 2, so it remains a 3-point game. Quickly the other way is SetonHall. Now Gibbs will slow things down. Edwin puts it on the floor and has it stolen by Jones. Out unable to recover though. And SetonHall has numbers. Robinson on Edwin.
Rich, that time off of the turnover, Monmouth did a much better job at sprinting back, matching up, making SetonHall run some offense.
Here's Cena on the dribble, and Cena finds a seam.
Talking to Kevin Wheeler before the game, his eyes just lit up in talking about Cena. He says his feel for the game is incredible and his work ethic is second to none.
3 straight field goals for SetonHall, the lead back up to 5. You know, the first possession, Ron, Monmouth slowed it down, methodical ball movement as Nicholas fires for 3 and can't get it to go, and Garamapour is there. They haven't seemed to have the same flow since then.
Well, it's kind of hard to change your nature. Monmouth as a ball club likes to play at a very fast pace.
Auda puts it in, 13-6.
As Auda puts it back in, but and the King Rice said he was worried about that. We want to play fast naturally, he kept saying. He said, but against SetonHall, I don't know if we can play for 40 minutes at that pace.
Here's Jones with an aggressive move to the basket. And Edwin right back at the other end, but he gets bumped going to the basket. So a frenetic pace here for both teams.
Watch this possession. This is off the excellent ball movement by SetonHall. Cena comes off an Iverson cut, gets it, rips through, and drives strong. And then the second possession, again, penetration. Seton Hall loves to crash the boards. And then here you see Seton Hall just using their size and their power to move Monmouth out of the way.
Edwin will go to the line. Nicholas will go out. He has 3 fouls, so wholesale substitutions coming. As Stefan Manga, Hakeem Harris, Gene Keegue, and Tom Mayon all check in for Seton Hall. Greg Nowak, the freshman number 4, checks in, as does Max DeLeo. And basketball fans might recognize that last name from T.J. DeLeo of Temple, his older brother, as well as Tony, his father, who was the former general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers.
I was fortunate enough to work with his dad when I was with the Sixers as a scout. Tony's was a 76er lifer. He was there for over 20 years, and now he's in Washington, D.C. as a scout with the Wizards.
He follows you.
It seems as such, right? Or I'm following him, one of the two.
You take turns.
We always end up together some kind of way.
Manga from long range, and it's a 2.
Manga, the junior college transfer, if he can hit that consistently, he'll definitely see his minutes go up. He's one of those 4-3 guys that's trying to expand his game just a bit.
Check that, it's a 3 at first. One official ruled it a 2, overruled by the other, and it's a 3. So it's 17-8. Seton Hall by 9, its largest lead. A little more than 6 minutes in. Here's Josh James into the game, another freshman that King Rice is very, very high on from nearby White Plains. Robinson forces one with 3 on the shot clock and a foul underneath.
Watch this shot by Stefan Manga right here. Off of penetration by Seton Hall. He has his feet squared. He knew what he was going to do with it. He didn't try to play with the ball on that possession. In here, you see Seton Hall, the ice, the pick and roll, forcing the point guard to go one direction. Bad shot.
And Nowak picked up his foul, his first. Here's Gene Keegue just into the game, working on Marcelo Rudiger. Can't get the roll. How it's Carlos the rebound.
He knew his ball club liked to play at a fast pace, but he said we have to take care of the ball. He even preferred if we took care of the ball so much if we didn't have transition that the shot clock ran off so we can get back and play solid defense.
The Pirates heating up after starting 1 of 5. They're 6 for their last 7, but we mentioned the youth and inexperience on this team with 8 freshmen, some of whom are on the floor right now. How does King Rice keep everybody focused and not to panic down 11 early on?
It's tough because there's no place for, nothing takes the place of experience. And the only way you get experience is by logging minutes on the floor and making mistakes. And they're going through some of those growing pains right now. And it's going to persist throughout the entire season.
Here's James, one of those freshmen. Rising and firing and hitting. So Josh James showing a touch from the elbow and pulling Monmouth within 9. Mayon with Robinson all over him. Here's Keegue working on Rudiger one more time. Good ball movement by Seton Hall, and Harris with a good look knocks down the 3.
Excellent patience that time by Seton Hall. The ball walked around the horn, it went inside, then from the inside it came out for the wide open 3.
Seton Hall 3 of 4 from 3-point range, and the lead up to 12. James trying to direct some traffic and a whistle down low, and looks like somebody got hit underneath bench, and here's why.
On the back door, you see he gets poked in the eye, and that's a tough one. That was incidental contact, nothing malicious or mean or intentional on that play.
Robinson stands only 5'8". Harris a couple inches taller, maybe just didn't expect somebody.
And that's exactly what it was. He cut back door and just lifted his hands up, and it was right at his eye level.
Andrew Nicholas back in with 2 fouls with just under 12 minutes left in the first half, and Monmouth needing some points right here. Down by 12. in the post. Here's Chris Tillman, the freshman, working on T, and just does get it off.
That's a nice power smooth up. You know, nice little inside action. He's patient, sold middle, came baseline.
Harris, quick trigger at the other end, short, run down by Jones. And Monmouth looks to run. Are you surprised not slowing it down again?
No, not at all. That's how they want to play naturally. They just have to be able to, once they don't have a solid shot at the other end, to run some half-court offense and make SetonHall play a little defense.
However, I don't think that was the shot that King Rice was looking for.
Certainly wasn't. And that's a prime example of, if you don't have a good look, pull it out and make some passes and run some offense.
What did Al McGuire always say? The best thing about freshmen, they become sophomores.
It's so true.
Manga, entry pass picked off by Nicholas. Here comes Jones. And Jones pulls up, and offensive foul. Big East basketball returns tomorrow with a doubleheader on Fox Sports 1, beginning with Vanderbilt taking on Butler, followed by Bucknell battling St. John's. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern on your new home for Big East basketball, Fox Sports 1. Former Vanderbilt assistant coach, King Rice.
That's right. I recruited against King when I was at Arkansas, and glad I don't have to compete against him anymore.
Tough competitor, too, on the court when he played at Carolina. James lost it going up.
And those are the turnovers that kill you. You wish you could just convert that to a shot attempt. Nice little fast break attempt, wide open layup, and it just, you know, he sees Manga coming and gets a little nervous and just goes off his foot.
Is that being a little anxious?
It is. And it's being anxious. It's being a little uncertain. You're playing against a much taller, more athletic ball club, and you kind of get ahead of yourself sometimes.
Just the fourth game of the season for SetonHall, third. And here's Manga from downtown again. And a foul underneath.
It's not a bad shot attempt. You know, he was wide open, but Manga has to understand sometimes you're open by design. You know, he's not a three-point shooter. The worst thing sometimes for Manga is he hit his first one. And Kevin Willard, you know, says, look here, son, that's not your role. Don't be carried away. Come have a seat and let's think about it a little bit.
I had the very same problem on the playground. You give it to me once and I hit forget it. You're not getting it back.
That's right. That's right.
By the way, it's very much like that with airtime, too.
Once I give it to you, I'm not getting it back.
Exactly. Right here inside. 10 minutes gone by in the first half, and it's been all SetonHall so far. The Pirates currently by 10. That foul was on Teague at the other end, and the steal by Brandon Mobley. Outlet for Harold Carlos, and he's fouled, going up by James.
Notice the reaction time again. Off the turnover, the blowout. Monmouth has to get back. Excellent outlet pass, I thought, that time right here. Look here, two-hand over the head, snaps it. Mobley gets it all the way down to him. Excellent outlet pass, excellent attempt at the basket.
So Carlos will go to the line. He has that hockey-style goalie mask after breaking his nose in practice a couple of weeks ago. Says he's okay, and the mask doesn't hinder him at all. Hope it doesn't get fogged up at all.
Jeez, it's amazing. I don't know how it doesn't bother him. That would drive me crazy. I remember my junior year, right before the NCAA tournament, I got hit in the eye, and I had to wear like these goggles. It just drove me crazy. Back then, the goggles took up just about your whole face, so I can't imagine wearing a mask.
Kobe Bryant also never a fan of the Kareem and James Worthy look, but it certainly worked for them. Moses Malone also donned the goggles later in his career as James finally gets it across, being pressured by Mayan, who's called for the foul. How much is it just the comfort zone? It takes you out of your normal rhythm, and you feel those goggles.
It's just that. It's something that's on your body that is not accustomed to being there. Then it's on your face, and as much as they try to make it, you know, as natural or as part of your body as you can, you just feel this thing on your face. So it's got to be a pain.
That one deflected by Harris, and nice step in by James to intercept the pass. James taking 1-on-2, and it's blocked from behind, and it goes off James.
And that's where James has got to be smarter. It was a turnover. You want to attack, but if the defense is back, pull the ball back out. Let's take a look. You see here, Nice defensive effort. James gets the steal. You're on the attack, which is good, but you see 3 Seton Hall Pirates back. Just pull it back out and run some good offense. You're on the road. The crowd is not on your side. You want to make more passes and be a little bit more deliberate when you're not at home offensively.
Carlos called for the foul on Robinson, his first, but James goes to the bench, and I'm sure King Rice and the staff will be mentioning just those things that we're talking about.
You know, it's tough. You want to be quick, but you don't want to hurry. And it's kind of hard once your style is up-tempo to all of a sudden now downshift. But Monmouth is going to have to do that and be more effective if they want to cut into this 12-point lead.
Seton Hall has led since very early on when Monmouth hit its first basket, and since Jaron Cena's three-pointer tied it, they have not given up that lead.
But once Monmouth has gotten the ball into the half court and has attempted to make, you know, a solid effort at running their offense, they've gotten good looks. Like that last possession, the ball worked around, 3 or 4 guys touch it, then what happens? Guy on the inside is open, strong move, you're going to the free throw line.
Cameron O'Gara from very close by right here in Newark. So
lots of
homecoming.
family and friends here supporting him, and had to give away a few extra tickets for this one.
Sure he did. Played at St. Peter's and also at St. Patrick's, where he was a teammate of Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Not a bad teammate to have.
Absolutely. Imagine what that team must have been like in high school.
Can you imagine how athletic with he as well as Kidd-Gilchrist?
O'Gara knocks down the free throw. It makes it a 10-point game. And Sterling Gibbs, pressured in the backcourt, gets it across.
I like that. Monmouth coming with a little full court press of their own, trying to take Seton Hall out of their rhythm.
Gibbs using the crossover to try to free himself up. Edwin lost it in the steal by Jones. That was the outlet for DeLeo. Strong move, but comes up short. And Cena the rebound, but nice job hustling back by DeLeo. Rejected by Mobley, his second. And Gibbs is going to just pull this one out. Cena finds the open Mobley for 3, but that's off the mark. And here comes Monmouth pushing the pace once again. 7:17 left, first half. Seton Hall up 24-17 on Monmouth, and the Hawks starting to make a little bit of a run here.
Because they've taken care of the ball. Anytime they've taken care of the ball, gotten the ball into the half-court set, and made a few passes, they've gotten good looks, Rich.
Each team with 9 turnovers so far, but Nicholas turned away, and Gibbs and Jones go for the loose ball. We'll see who gets called for the foul. Looks like it's going to be on Jones. And it's going to be called on Nicholas, and that's his 3rd. Not sure where that foul occurred. If it was before, it looked like Gibbs and Jones going for it.
I tell you, this 3rd foul on Nicholas is huge because his size and his length and his ability to score the ball, Monmouth has needed. And now it's interesting to see where they're going to pick up their potential point production.
It gives them a guy who could really spread the floor a little, as Gibbs, who's made a living at the free throw line so far. 33 of his 52 points coming in over the first 3 games came at the line.
Well, it's interesting. When you look at Seton Hall, they're shooting on the season 43 more free throws than their opponents. They're using that free throw line as a weapon, and with the new emphasis that the officials are putting on hand checking, it's a smart thing to do. Just put the ball on the floor and attack. And if you get a step on your guy, the refs are blowing the whistle.
Well, in the season opener, he certainly picked that up very quickly as he went to the line 23 times, hitting 17. It's like, well, I can get to the line and score some points.
Hey, a scorer will take points any way you can get them, Rich. Trust me, whether from the free throw line or from the floor.
Here's Khalil Brown from way downtown. And Jones with the rebound. Nice look for Brown down low. And he's fouled going up by Garamapour.
I tell you, when you look at Monmouth's ball club, not as they are matched up against a Big East team. But once they get in conference, I can see them, if they don't let a lot of their beginning of the season non-conference games break their spirit, if these young guys can stay together, when they get to conference play, they'll be okay.
First season in the MAC for Monmouth as Brown knocks down the first after 26 years in the Northeast Conference, making the move. And that's part of the transition, too, what King Rice is battling. He's making the move to a new conference, moving up in stature, and trying to build for the future while trying to win the present.
Exactly. And he's only in his third year, so he's slowly getting all of his guys in. And then once you get all your guys in your program, now you have to teach them and coach them and get them to thoroughly understand your way and your philosophy. And he's in the process of doing that now.
He said he's learning the meaning of the word patience.
8 freshmen, that'll do it.
Also give you some gray hair.
Lots of, or make it fall out like mine.
Well, King Rice doesn't look much different than he did when he played at North Carolina 20-something years ago. As Edwin started his move and an elbow to the head of DeLeo, and it's an offensive foul on Edwin, his first.
He took that one right on the forehead. He took it, though. It's cut, too. Watch you see. Fuquan squares up on the wing and just rips through, and just DeLeo was just a few inches shorter and just got introduced to his elbow. He has a cut right over his eye, but one thing you can best believe is Max will be back on the floor. And talking to King Rice, he said he's a guy that is limited in terms of his athleticism, but just outworks everyone on the ball club. And he said, I have to put him on the floor because he ends up outplaying guys that he shouldn't.
And he's from the Philly area. Jones goes to the basket, no good, and it goes out of bounds. And will go the other way. But he's a Philly kid, or from the Philly area, so I'm sure he's very familiar with Rocky. The elbow, he's probably okay.
Yeah, and he took it. He took that punch. He's over there on the side getting taped up, and trust me, he'll be back out here on the floor.
All he's missing is Burgess Meredith to tend to the cut. Cena, quick release off the mark. Chris Brady the rebound, and boy, did Edwin just deliver a blow to Justin Robinson, who gets picked up by Edwin. So a nice display of sportsmanship as Edwin picks up his second foul.
Right here, you see the outlet pass. He gets it, boom, runs into a brick wall. Both of these guards for Monmouth have taken their bumps and their bruises.
5'8" Robinson going against the 6'6" Edwin there. That's 5'8" guy's always going to take the worst of that one.
That's a tough one. Robinson took that one hard as well. Robinson and DeLeo, a little dinged up, a little banged up, but that's going to happen. Both of these guys are warriors. They'll stay out there.
And he misses the front end of the 1-and-1 with SetonHall in the penalty. There's Auda putting it on the floor and getting fouled. It looks like it's going to be on O'Garo.
Auda's body language this game has been incredible. He caught the ball that time in transition. Nice little in and out move and 2 hard dribbles to get to the rack. And again, if you attack the basket with a certain amount of vigor, you're going to end up at the free throw line with the new emphasis of the NCAA of the rules for college games now.
The Seton Hall, though, which finished last season with 6 healthy players, as Auda knocks down the first, and Auda wasn't one of them. Well, they have guys, they have a lot of versatility, and Auda's just one of those guys that can put the ball on the floor, but also post up for you.
They do, and Kevin Willard, who we just saw, he said that, last year was such a frustrating process, with everyone injured, the injuries, going through a year without a point guard, and it was just a very, very long year. Now they have some healthy guys, they have numbers. He said now it's just a matter of figuring out, who we are and what we are before we get to the Big East.
Jones from 3, and he hits. Deion Jones cuts it to 7. He has 8 in this first half. Seton Hall looking for its first field goal in quite a while. It's been 7 minutes since their last basket, but at the other end, Deion Jones showing the range, his second three-pointer of the night, Ron.
Exactly. You see him working the baseline right in front of your screen. Nice little screen there on the baseline, and he nails it. If you're King Rice, You're on the road playing a Big East ball club, only down 7 with 5 to go in the first half. He's pleased where his ball club is right now. If they can take care of the ball, Rich, on the other end and get a solid shot attempt, they'll be in great shape.
Here's Auda once again, and Auda calmly sinks it. But Seton Hall is getting the knack after shooting all those free throws against Niagara. 10 of 11 at the free throw line tonight. 66% on the season coming in. And they get 11 of 12. Auda with 10 points so far in this first half, a third of the Pirates' points. A 9-point lead. Seton Hall on top. Rich Ackerman, Ron Thompson with you from the Prudential Center in Newark. The Pirates looking to bounce back from a loss. Monmouth coming off a loss last week to Penn. Coming into this one at 1-1. Robinson getting the step on Cena and finding Rudiger inside, but he was fouled by Gibbs.
Nice penetration that time by Robinson. He got to the teeth of the defense and dropped it off to Rudiger for a nice little pass. Onto it. Watch this. Draws 3 guys, puts them right in the pocket. Rudiger's got to get that one up to the basket.
Excuse me, no foul, and went out of bounds off of Gibbs. The spin move by O'Gara and Mobley with the rebound. Here's Gibbs quickly the other way. Flips for Cena. Brian Oliver 9, and Ron 10 turnovers. But on the other side, Seton Hall converting those to points.
Well, that's the tale of the tape. Seton Hall has been able to use their defense to generate offense. And Monmouth, going into the game, that was a huge concern of King Rice. He wanted to take care of the basketball and limit those breakouts by Seton Hall.
Seton Hall has gone into a bit of a drought. The Pirates have been held without a field goal for the last 8 minutes and 10 seconds. They've missed their last 6 shots, but they are having a good night at the line right now, and that's saving them 11 of 12 thus far.
And credit Seton Hall for building this lead with, Fuquan only having 1 point so far, their leading scorer.
Oliver way off from 3, but Auda able to keep it alive. And did not hit the rim, so the shot clock does not reset. 7 on the shot clock as Gibbs starts his move. Cena with 3. They're going to have to throw something up. Auda finally just going to get it up.
Who else did you expect with the half that he's had? Auda's been right on time for the entire first half for Seton Hall.
First field goal in 8 minutes and 45 seconds, and that's one of those that Team Rice says, what do we have to do to get a break?
Well, credit his ball club for playing solid D, putting Seton Hall in a situation where, they pretty much shut them down from the field. And, if that's a Hail Mary shot that's going to go in, if you're King, you'll deal with it. But Auda's been right on time.
O'Gara went back up with a second chance, and he was hit from behind by Auda. So the officials are going to take a look at this on the video monitor. Let's see if we could see this here.
Oh, his feet are well behind the three-point line.
And there's the light goes on after it left his hand, so no question about it.
So we know that his feet are behind the line. Let's see if he gets it out of his hands in time.
It looked that way.
Yeah.
Of course, they might want to slow it down a frame or two.
But they get the final say. Our eyes don't count. And let's see what they have to say. And it's good. We just got the signal.
So score it for Patrick Auda, who now is 13. He has the last 7 Seton Hall points.
Michael Stevens, one of the officials, looked over and said, gave us the 2 thumbs up and said it was good.
I just thought he liked my time.
You thought he was saying hello to you?
I thought he said, great job, guys. O'Gara misses the first free throw. And some substitutions. DeLeo comes back in, as does Robinson. And Chris Brady as well from Monmouth. The Hawks 4 of 8 at the free throw line and make it 5 of 9 as O'Garo hits the shot and then departs for Greg Nowak, the freshman.
Both of these ball clubs, you have to pay attention because both teams are using just about their entire bench. Both teams are going to play 10, 11 guys. So from a playing standpoint, you love it. You have to stay ready because you know you're going to get in.
And DeLeo has a little bandage now over his eye.
And he's still going 100 miles an hour on defense. Just spotlight Max DeLeo, number 3 in blue.
And a 5-second violation, so it'll go the other way. A chance for Monmouth to cut it to single digits again. They cut it down to 7, but then Seton Hall made a bit of a run. And it's been hovering in the 10 to 12 point range. Now a chance to cut it to 9 and maybe even 8 with a 3-pointer. Jones thought about the 3, but puts it on the floor and gets the roll. Nicely done.
Nice set again by Monmouth. They like that action with Jones working the baseline. That time he curled and got all the way to the rack.
Harris finding Mobley. Too strong. Nowak the rebound.
Let's see if they go back to letting Jones work the baseline.
Robinson. Jones, and again, Jones has had success from the 3-point line and then tries to set it up the next time, but that's the second time he's made the move before putting it on the floor.
Well, he started to get excited, hit a few baskets in a row. His adrenaline got going. Just slow down and do what you did to have this success. Work that baseline, curl, and attack the basket.
So inside 2 minutes left, first half. Seton Hall leads Monmouth 33 to 24. The Pirates have struggled from the field over the latter part of this first half. 1 for the last 9. Here's Gibbs from 3. Sterling Gibbs ends the drought, and the lead is back up to 12.
You know, this season with a lot of attention that's been given to Fuquan Edwards, Sterling has been just perfect. He's been that other guy that if you didn't prepare for, that he was going to hurt you, and he nailed it on Monmouth that last possession. Started
at Texas and decided to transfer back home. He's from Scotch Plains. He played his high school ball at Seton Hall Prep. Here's Zach Tillman going to the jump hook, and he's bumped by Auda. Coming up at halftime, Don Bell and Austin Crozier with the Big East sleeper team, as well as the most impressive top team so far. All coming up at halftime. It's still 1:12 right here, and Seton Hall have a 12-point lead. Anybody strike your fancy in the Big East as a sleeper team?
A sleeper team. That conference is so tough. I think you have to be careful, I think, of a team, you know, that you may not be thinking about initially, but a team like Providence. I think Providence can do some damage once they get a few guys that they have out right now back on the floor. Two freshmen from suspension. Their starting point guard, Chris Dunn, is injured. Once they get their whole team on the floor, they're going to be pretty tough to deal with.
I'm very impressed. You resisted the urge to say your alma mater.
Well, see, Georgetown's not a sleeper anymore. You know who they are.
I thought you might use the opportunity, though.
And plus, I can't give my brother that much credit. I just can't. I can't pick them that high. He hates it. After every practice that I go to, I critique his ball club after every game. I send him a long list of notes saying, you guys should do this, you guys should do that. And then he'll call me. He says, I got to deal with Pop and you. I said, yeah, you got to deal with both of us.
I think he'll take Pop.
He has no choice. He has to take Pop.
Here's Auda. He's had an outstanding night from the free throw line. He has 14 points so far, and he's a perfect 7 of 7 at the line.
Auda has it going, and he's done it without forcing his game. You know, he's let it come to him. He's gotten his points within the course of the offense, and with Fuquan Edwin, you know, not scoring at a high clip like we're accustomed to seeing, he's really picked it up.
Largest lead. It's up to 13 with just under a minute left in a first half that has been all controlled by Seton Hall. Monmouth led 3-0 on a Deion Jones three-pointer, but Jaron Cena quickly answered, and Seton Hall hasn't looked back since. Off from three, and Auda runs it down. What a first half it has been for Patrick Auda, getting the start again tonight. Auda now making the move on the floor, and it's turned away by Jones.
And right now, if you points within the course of the offense.
So Fuquan Edwin coming off a career-high 35 on Saturday. A very slow first half, but again, Seton Hall able to open up a wide margin because of the free throw shooting and also a very balanced attack.
Sometimes when you have a tough loss like Seton Hall had, a double overtime loss against Mercer at Mercer, the best thing to do is to get right back on the court. And you know, speaking with Kevin Willard before the game, he said, you know what, you're probably right. It's good we didn't have a long time because we've dwelled on a lot of things that we don't have time to dwell on now. We have to get prepared for our next game, and that's what they've done.
Seton Hall looking to extend its 13-point lead, its largest of the game so far as we open the second half. And the Pirates with the basketball. Sterling Gibbs has some space and knocks down the three.
Great read that time by Gibbs. Robinson went under the screen. Gibbs read the fact that Robinson went under the screen, just stepped into his shot, and it was target practice. He had a wide-open jumper.
Gibbs with 8, and now the largest lead of the night to open the second half of the Pirates, 41-25. And we're talking about what King Rice and the Hawks need to do to kind of shrink that deficit just a little. It's kind of tough when their leading scorer from last year, Andrew Nicholas, picked up 3 fouls in the first half. There's Robinson, watched by Gibbs, 5 on the shot clock, and Jones from deep. And Deion Jones has shown the touch from long range tonight.
But Jones is picking up definitely where he left off in the first half, and it was a good read. You know, he's still working the baseline, and credit Monmouth for doing an excellent job at screening, and then the guards for looking for him.
He has 13 to lead the Hawks. Here's Gene Teague working on Zach Tillman. A series of moves, but can't get it to fall, and O'Hara got bumped, and Mobley's going to be called for the foul, his second. So nearly a minute and a half in, a good start for Seton Hall with Ashton, check that, Sterling. Ashton, his older brother who played at Pitt. And Sterling Gibbs knocking down the three-pointer to open up the lead. It's now at 13.
Take a look at Nichols working the baseline. They're setting screens for him, trying to free him up.
Jones tries to spin out of trouble. There's Nicholas over Cena for 3. Can't get that one to fall. Mobley the rebound. Gibbs off the screen from Mobley, who gets it back. Mobley, nice control going to the basket. He picks up the foul. It'll go on Zach Tillman. That's Tillman's third.
But this is a good move, good body control by someone with the size that Mobley has. He didn't travel. He had the wherewithal to draw the foul when he got to the cup. Now let's see if he can convert it at the free throw line.
Mobley averaging just under 9 points a game. Showing a nice touch from the free throw line. He was one of the many walking wounded of the Pirates last year. Missed the last 7 games, needed shoulder surgery. Played last season through considerable pain, and also with the knowledge that it could pop out at any time.
I just couldn't imagine being in the situation that Kevin Willard was last year, having to coach a season with only 6 scholarship players, with all the injuries. They had to do patchwork, try to be as creative as possible. Now he's got so many healthy bodies. He said now it's just a matter of trying to figure out who our main guys are and tightening up our rotations.
He asked for a new set of troubles.
It's a good one to have when you have healthy bodies, though, I tell you.
9 different Seton Hall players have scored on the night. As nice pump fake by Nicholas, but he's short, and Gibbs runs it down. 2-on-1. Here's Edwin. And Jones back quickly the other way, and Mobley is going to get called for the foul.
Excellent read right here by Gibbs on the blowout. He knows his guy Fuquan Edwin hasn't been going well. Give it to him in transition. Let him hit some layups. Let him start to feel good about himself and click his offensive game in motion.
So here's Deion Jones, whose older brother plays in the NBA D-League. Transferred from Towson, and he's short on that one. Coming off a 17-point performance. Grabbed 8 rebounds against Penn. After scoring 22 in the Hawks season opening win over Hofstra. And that one goes down for him. 45-29, a little more than 2.5 gone by in this second half. Rich Ackerman, Ron Thompson with you from the Prudential Center. Seton Hall has been in control throughout. Teague finding Edwin. Kicks it back out.
Mobley could have taken a shot. Teague could have taken the shot. All those guys work together. You like to see that. You like to see guys not caring who gets the credit, but as long as you get the bucket.
That's about as high percentage as it comes, as James misses and hits air. It's nothing, and Heck gets it. And Gibbs on the reverse.
Everything seems to be clicking right now for Seton Hall, and they've done it 2 ways. They've done it because of their attention to detail on the defensive end, and then offensively, which they've been very unselfish.
The lead up to 20, 49-29, and we talked about the learning process for a team that has so many freshmen. It seems like this is going to be another one of those nights for King Rice and the Hawks.
Well, when you have so many young guys, you're going to have spans where things just don't go well. You're going to have a good first half and a bad second half, or vice versa. When you have so many freshmen that have to actually be on the floor, it's going to take some time for you to form that continuity.
When we talked about patience, the other thing that King Rice really has stressed is trying to keep his team up. He understands that with such a team full of inexperience as Nicholas gets bumped by Mobley, that there are going to be nights, and that's 4 on Mobley, but he realizes there are going to be nights that are going to be long ones for this team, and it's all part of a growing process. And in a couple of years from now, when these players are juniors and seniors, they'll understand that.
They will remember everything they went through as freshmen, and it's key for King's staff to stay in the ears of this young ball club. You know, the head coach can't do it all. The staff has to keep these guys up, keep their energy positive, so that when they hit the conference, they're ready to roll.
Nicholas gets the left hand to go. 48-31. Nicholas' first field goal of the game. So Nicholas, who came in leading the team in scoring a year ago at just under 14 a game and coming off a 19-point performance, had to wait until tonight to join Jay and Dash on Fox Sports Live as they bring you all the highlights for the Patriots-Panthers game, plus a full day of college basketball, the NBA, and NHL, and all the news from around the world of sports. Fox Sports Live tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Fox Sports 1. Right here, Seton Hall on top, 49-31, leading Monmouth, looking for its 3rd win of the season. Here's Teague over 2 bodies and gets it to go down. The big man showing a nice little touch.
Nice strong move though, but he was concise in his move. He didn't play with the ball, just with 2 hard dribbles and moved a strong jump hook.
Lead back to 20, the largest for Seton Hall this evening. James thought about the 3. And Nicholas with some room over Edwin. That's short and out of the rebound. Very quietly good night for Patrick Auda, if that's possible. And Teague again showing the moves down low.
Well, he's making strong moves. He's not overthinking it, not trying to be too sexy with it. He's just taking it and going strong to the basket.
22-point game as James looks to cut into that. He's bumped. But Teague putting on the moves just a moment ago, looking very nifty down low.
Watch the big man go to work on the inside. He's fighting for position. He gets it. Just a strong drop step.
Aaron Cena, that's his first. Team's fifth. SetonHall foul number 21, UGT. That's his third. The team now has 6. At the line for Monmouth, Derek Jones. He's shooting 2. Into the game for Monmouth, number 13, Andrew Nichols. Also into the game, number 14, Romeo Garrett. That's a three-point basket by Patrick Auda. From Sterling Bench. SetonHall foul number 33, Patrick Auda. That's his second. The team now has 7. At the line for Romeo Garrett, he will be shooting 2. SetonHall foul number 21, UGT. That's his 4th personal. Team now has 8. At the line for Monmouth, Max DeLeo. He will be 2. 3-point basket by Max DeLeon. Andrew Nicholas. And there is a timeout on the floor, ladies.
Back live at the Prudential Center. 11 minutes left in regulation. It's been all Seton Hall as Jones cuts into the lead. Makes it a 19-point game, but the Pirates having an explosive second half led by Patrick Auda, who has a career-high 22 points. They go along with 8 rebounds. We talked about the depth, Ron. The depth and versatility that a guy like Auda can add to this team as Manga puts it on the floor and gets the basket, will go to the line.
Well, what he brings is he's a matchup problem. He's a 6'9" guy that can pop out and hit the long ball, but yet he's skilled enough if he has to put on the deck and get to certain spots, he can do that as well. Usually he's going to have a 4-man, a power forward guarding him, and he's a lot more mobile than the person that's going to be guarding him. And for Kevin Willard for him to have the success he's having tonight, as he gets deeper in the season, Kevin Willard has to be pleased with the job he's done.
So Manga converts the 3-point play. And it's a 22-point lead for Seton Hall. And a whistle on the floor as Harold Carlos gets called for the foul. Big East basketball returns tomorrow night with a doubleheader on Fox Sports 1, beginning with Vanderbilt taking on Butler, followed by Bucknell battling St. John's. Coverage begins tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on your new home for Big East basketball, Fox Sports 1. Dick Stockton and Bill Raftery will be on the call tomorrow night from Carnesecca Arena, 8:30 Eastern Time.
Carnesecca Arena. You know, in all my years, I've never been there. When I played and coached, we were always at the Garden. So now this year I get a chance to get back and just see what
it's a little smaller.
What the campus is like. That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
A little smaller than the Garden, but a fun place. We were there the other night as St. John's knocked off Wagner. Good tickets for the game still available, I think, Ron. We could work on that. I think we have a few connections.
Yeah, I think we can get in the house and check it out and see what's going on.
Those old great Georgetown St. John's games, Garamapour off the mark, and the rebound for Robinson. When Georgetown played St. John's at Madison Square Garden, as Nicholas hits the 3. But those games, it was two heavyweights on Broadway.
But they weren't games, they were wars. You know, it wasn't just another game on your schedule. When I played, we knew when we were going to play St. John's. A few games as Manga drives strong to the basket. A few games before that game was actually played, we knew when that game was coming. And, you know, the rivalries. And with the new configuration of the Big East, more different rivalries will be established, and I think it's a good thing.
It's good to see St. John's and Georgetown staying in the Big East, as well as some of the other founding members, such as Seton Hall. But Georgetown, Big East, and St. John's, you go back to the 80s, Final Four, the 1985 game in February after Georgetown had lost at home to St. John's, the revenge match.
Oh, yeah.
The Battle of the Sweaters.
I remember that. Aaron Pop came out with the sweater under the sport coat.
I'm still wondering where he found that. It's not exactly a hot item.
Do you know he still has that sweater? He still has it.
Has he worn it?
No. No. That's one of those deals that after he wore it, like Pop would put this one in the closet.
But I think it was more impressive that he found the same exact sweater.
But that's what the rivalries were. You know, as much as when the game started, you wanted to go at the other opponent. He and Coach Carnesecca, they had their little relationship and their rapport, and it was all about building and growing the league at that time.
O'Gara hacked by Garamapour. But I remember just listening on the radio to that game at the time. I did not have cable, which was on at the time, but I remember listening on radio and the radio announcer saying, you know, your father comes out, John Thompson, with his hands crossed, and he opens up the jacket as if he was Superman taking off the blazer. And there was the jacket. And there was so much tension because it was #1 against #2 at the time.
And that kind of broke the ice on both parts. You know, there were some fans that were nuts because they loved it, and then it just incensed the other half of the Garden, and then the game started. It was just an awesome affair.
Syracuse, another founding member of the original Big East, now in the ACC, but will play St. John's on Fox Sports 1, December 15th, so a reunion. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll go to Monmouth. Check that Seton Hall.
You know, if you are King Rice and you're looking for a silver lining so far in this game, credit your ball club for doing an excellent job on the opponent's leading score. Fuquan Edwards only has, tonight, he only has 3 points. You know, and that's a good job by your ball club at shutting down the other team's best score. They just didn't do a good job with some of the other guys, but they took him out of the game.
James fouled by Garamapur, and conversely, if you're Kevin Willard, knowing that you can still win easily without the production of your leading scorer from a year ago, the guy that expected to carry the load. Sterling Gibbs has already led the team in scoring once, out of tonight, and Edwin, that's a couple of different guys, and again, that speaks to the versatility of this team in the depth.
The versatility, their depth, and their ability to start to come together. Once you have a ball club that doesn't care who gets the credit, then everyone wins. Everyone is productive. Everyone has success. And you see the way he's rotating guys in and out. He's keeping guys fresh. You know, when you game plan for Seton Hall, you can't just say, we have to stop Fuquan. You know, they have other guys on this ball club that can produce and other guys that can score.
And again, more versatility. Tom Mayon in at point guard right now as he takes it strong to the basket, but rejected by O'Gara. Here comes Robinson with a nice lead for James, and he's bumped and will go to the line.
I can really see James for Monmouth once they hit the MAC conference, just his game going to the next level. Jones has a knack for scoring the ball, a knack for getting points on the board. You see the block, and they turn their defense into offense. They blow out. Watch Jones get out, run hard, and just gives the defender just enough body to put himself in a situation where James can go to the free throw line and knock down these shots.
Well, James was the MAC Rookie of the Week after scoring 19 in his collegiate debut. He also had 6 assists and 4 rebounds in the win over Hofstra. And King Rice says he's better than we thought he was, but loves him because of his determination, his desire, and said he's a great kid to coach. If he doesn't know something, he'll raise his hand and ask a question. He says you only got to tell him once.
And you have to love that from a coaching standpoint. A guy that's going to give you all he has, and he's going to give you sincere effort, but at the same time,
so Robinson giving up about a foot to Auda, but aggressive move nonetheless. And Jones, and there's Magna, had his arm on him, which is being called a little more closely this year.
And they're saying they're going to be consistent with it all season. You know, they're putting themselves in a situation where players and coaches have to make strategic adjustments.
Double bonus for Monmouth as Jones goes to the line. Guys have to know, hands down, move the feet. The way defense was meant to be played. But I'm sure it is an adjustment.
It is, you know, and it's important to note that it isn't a rule change. The rules have already been in place. They're just making sure that they're being carried out now.
Well, the idea was to open it up and have a little more offensive flow, but until you get there, it's sort of one step back to go 2 forward.
With the emphasis, it clearly gives the offensive player the advantage. Driving the ball, even posting up, even if you're big.
Auda thought about the 3 and loses it.
But early, he got him up the gates.
He's missed only 1 shot from the field tonight. 22 points, a career high for Auda. Just under 8 minutes left. Seton Hall up by 17. Rich Ackerman and Ron Thompson with you from the Prudential Center. The Pirates looking for their 3rd win of the season. Here's Gibbs being doubled. And nearly throws it away, and the steal for Monmouth. Jones ahead of the pack and lays it up nicely. 66-51. Down to 15. Jones now with 22, matching his career high. Had 22 in the opener as well. Now it'll go the other way.
As a coach, you're always looking, you know, in a game, you look for positives and you look for things that you have to get better at. And credit, you know, in this game, Monmouth 4. In the first half, they had 11 turnovers. There's 7 minutes to go in the game right now. They're at 13. So in the second half, they made the adjustment of taking care of a little bit better care of the ball.
Nicholas banks it in to make it a 13-point game. 7 minutes left in regulation. And now the trap, and James got a hand in on Gibbs.
That's his second. Team now has into the game for 14.
Monmouth trying to claw back on the heels here of a 19-6 run. Seton Hall saw a big lead dwindle against Kent State before holding on for a 2-point victory. As we mentioned, all 3 games they have played this year have been close. Here's Edwin on the drive for Auda, and 24 for Auda.
And that's a little bit of the unselfishness that we talked about. Edwin drove hard, hadn't had a huge night scoring, could have shot it, but he didn't. He passed it off to his teammate.
So Edwin getting involved in all facets of the game. James working on Gibbs. Jump stop. Loses it. Picked up by O'Garo. Nice feed for Tillman, who can't get the stuff to go down. And Manga's pass a little too much on it for Edwin. We talked about the ball movement. Another nice indication of it.
Nice penetration by Gibbs, a nice penetration by Fuquan, and a nice handoff to his teammate.
Coming up on 6 minutes left in the second half. Seton Hall by 15. Pirates trying to hold on again. Monmouth trying to make a little bit of a run here to make it competitive. Jones gets caught down too low and gets called for the travel. 14 turnovers for Monmouth. We talked in the open about a hungry, scrappy team, and Monmouth certainly fits the bill.
And that's why I think once they get to the MAC, if they can keep their spirits up, still play with the same kind of intensity, still play with the same kind of togetherness, they'll be just fine.
It's early in the season, but King Rice says they have a lot of fun. There's a lot of cohesiveness early in this season between these players, but trying to keep their spirits up constantly. We talked about it before. He knew there would be nights like this.
Because they're so young. You know, you have 8 freshmen. A lot of them are seeing significant minutes. You know, you got a transfer in Jones, who didn't play a lot last year. Now he's on the floor. You know, it's just a situation where chemistry is a huge thing, and it'll eventually come, but it takes time.
Zach Tillman called for the foul. That is his 5th, so he's done for the night with 3 points. And Chris Braden, the 6'10" freshman, replaces him. Going back to your college days, when you got to Georgetown originally, you probably thought, you know, I'm a pretty good ball player. And then you saw some of the talent that was around the Big East and around the nation.
You know, it's interesting.
And it's humbling.
In high school, I played for the #1 high school in the country, Flint Hill, played for Stu Vetter. And so you get to college, you know, you're coming out of high school feeling pretty good about yourself.
And that was one of the better teams in the nation.
Exactly. And so then you get to college, and everyone on your ball club is strong, everyone is tall, everyone is super athletic. Then every game you play in the Big East, everyone is tall, everyone is strong, everyone is super athletic.
And you played with a couple of lottery picks as well.
Yes, I did. I played in my college career. I played with 5 guys that played in the NBA. You know, and granted, I still think my father didn't recognize talent. I think he should have played me a little bit more. You know.
Oh, beautiful look from Rob. Leads Monmouth by 17, 72-55. And Ron, as we take another look at the last basket for the Hawks, a beautiful setup.
Excellent pass, I thought, by Robinson. That time, Stephon Mango got caught leaking out, and it just incensed Kevin Willard. He called timeout that time just to talk to Manga about his rotations in the zone.
That can't be a good feeling when you return to the bench.
You hate it, especially if you're up 17 and coach calls timeout just to single you out. Not a pretty thing.
You hide behind the biggest guy on the team.
You definitely try.
As Auda rips down the rebound, here's Gibbs flying in the air. And a beautiful move, staying under control.
You know, with all the attention that, you know, Fuquan Edwin has gotten earlier this season and Patrick Auda, you know, playing well today, Sterling Gibbs is that X factor. He's the glue guy. He's the straw that stirs the drink. He makes everything go in a silent way for Seton Hall, Rich.
I asked Kevin Willard earlier as Robinson hoists the 3 and hits. 74-58 with just under 4 minutes left. But I asked Willard if, in fact, he expected Sterling Gibbs to be this good this soon. Sometimes there's a little period where a guy needs to get acclimated or reacclimated, and he said he wasn't surprised because he got the chance to practice with all the injuries. So when he got here,
great night tonight for Patrick Auda. Now the key is for him to have carryover. Don't try to duplicate tonight in another game. Take what the defense gives you, but still have good, solid production in the next hour.
24 points, still plenty of time to add to it. 3:38 left. And Seton Hall leads by 16, and Gibbs at the line with a chance to extend the lead further. As I mentioned, Gibbs with 14. 9 coming in the second half. Seton Hall at the line tonight, 19 of 21. Hush in the arena. Make it 20 of 22. As we mentioned, Gibbs, 33 of his 52 points on the season coming in came from the free throw line. He was 17 of 23 from the line in the season opener. 6 of 6 tonight. And the lead back up to 18 for Seton Hall. It started well for Monmouth with a 3-pointer by Deion Jones. But after Jaron Cena answered shortly thereafter, it's been all Pirates since then. Jones the spin move and kicks it out. Here's Robinson for 3. Jones the rebound. And Robinson goes a little too deep, tied up with Gibbs, and now James comes up with a loose ball to Jones. And out of the rejection. His second of the night, so Auda keeps adding to his stat line. 24 points, 9 rebounds, and now 2 blocks.
Jones shaking up a little bit down there on the baseline. I think he's holding his calf like he has a cramp. As hard as he's played and as many calories as he's burned on the offensive end working to get open, that'll happen.
Well, he's stretching his toe would certainly indicate that's the case.
Again, there's the block, excellent block by Auda, and then the scramble persists and his calf locks up on him. He's still stretching it out, and that's the worst. Sometimes a calf, ooh.
Well, the other thing is you want it to go away quickly.
And it never does. It never does.
It does not cooperate. It doesn't work that way.
Just got to get to the side and get some fluids in them and keep it going.
No possession. No possession. Foul. Put the ball in the baseline. When it's like an offensive foul,
And Brian Kersey coming over to say no possession change there. The foul was on Deion Jones. So he gets the foul and he gets the cramp and he has to go to the bench as well. Hakeem Harris comes in replacing Sterling Gibbs. We'll get a breather. As we mentioned, Seton Hall a lot deeper this year after finishing last season with just 6 healthy players. Kevin Willard said it was tough to get a full squad in practice. But now the expanded depth and versatility has paid dividends early for this team, which is about to improve to 3-1.
Good post feed, I thought that time by Manga. Excellent read. The floor was spread out. It was posted up on the right block. Excellent feed to the post.
Get another look.
Take a look here. Works around the horn. Manga sees Outer open on the block. Puts a soft pass in there to a catchable pass. And then Outer just drops Max DeLeo off for the easy juice.
Well, he also took advantage of that mismatch, and Manga saw it.
Well, that's a great read, and that's what you want, intelligent basketball. You know, Manga got an earful on one end for a defensive lapse, but he made up for it with smart play on the offensive end.
That'll get him the pat on the back from his coach.
Exactly.
Kind of soothes over that last thrashing during the timeout. Here's Robinson. He's hit by Harris. So not only do you get a chance to see Monmouth tonight, but also on Friday night at Carnesecca Arena to take on St. John's. And they'll also meet Penn State. So a tough start for the Monmouth Hawks. They face Hofstra, Penn, St. John's, and Penn State. Open things up. Robinson knocks down the first. So King Rice getting an early test against the good competition early in the hand for Patrick Allen as he departs 27 points, a career high, and 10 rebounds as well.
Well-deserved standing ovation for this young man. Good to see the Seton Hall Pirate fan base appreciate his hard work tonight.
No question. Well, last year the Pirates were so dependent on Fuquan Edwin. Not only was he one of the healthy players remaining after the rash of injuries they had, but he had to play more minutes, and this year there's just not as much pressure on him and not as much of a need for him to play as many minutes as he did with all the depth and talent and versatility this team has. Here's Manga making the moves, and he's fouled, and it's going to be on Jones. That's his third. The upcoming games for Seton Hall, as we take a look, Seton Hall will play Oklahoma on the 22nd, and then Michigan State or Virginia Tech as part of the Coaches versus Cancer Classic. Michigan State, boy, did they have a big win over Kansas.
They really did.
Chicago.
They look good. They look really good.
They're always a tough team to face, especially in the first round of the tournament. Boy, Tom Izzo is so good year in, year out. His teams are so well prepared. They fight for everything. Always a tough rebounding team.
And in a tournament situation, they're hard to prepare for in 1 or 2 nights.
Jones gets it to go in over Garamapour, 80-62, inside 2 minutes left. Seton Hall hoping to be back in the NCAA tournament this year. An NIT berth 2 years ago. Here's Harold Carlos making the moves on Andrew Nicholas, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Good job by Nicholas, dogging the ball, got the puppies moving up and down, and took it right in the chest. Right here, you see him working the ball, slides his feet, gets there, nice little push off right there, and he took it right in the chest. Excellent call.
Third on Nicholas, third on Carlos rather. And it's an 18-point game as Monmouth tries to just make it a little more respectable. Nicholas working hard on the boards, but just has not been able to get anything to go.
Rich, you know what's been interesting is that this game has seen it drops coast to coast. It was like the part of the Red Sea. The lane just opened up and he took it all the way in. But Seton Hall, they've been up fairly substantially for the lion's share of this game, but their focus hasn't drifted. You know, they've stayed locked in. They're effective. They're being efficient offensively. Defensively, they're still getting after it, and that's a sign of maturity.
James to the basket. I want to correct myself. Michigan State beat Kentucky. Kansas played Duke in the second part of that doubleheader in Chicago. Boy, those are two great talents there. Andrew Wiggins and Jabari Parker on display that night. So a terrific amount of talent on display tonight, especially Patrick Auda's night. 27 points, 10 rebounds, as Seton Hall has cruised in this second half. And now just 39.6 separating them from their third win of the season. A team that started last year 12-2, and then the injuries hit and finished 15-18, but looking to turn it around. And there you see coming up Friday and Saturday, the Coaches versus Cancer Classic, and then Fairleigh Dickinson, LIU Brooklyn, Rutgers, New Jersey Institute of Technology, which will be right here on Fox Sports. But 11 of their 12 non-conference games all in New York and New Jersey. So Kevin Willard's team getting a break early on this season. DeLeo over Garamator. Jones the follow.